she humanizes her captor, right? And the point of it is, and this happens, and it's actually a syndrome, like when someone is kidnapped by another person, they end up feeling sympathy for that person. And so here we are, and we're 22 people in a captive audience, and Tyler won't shut up, and so Aiden has to actually hear the things that he says.
Right.
So I think that Aiden, I don't know, I'm not going to say you are mentally ill, but I am going to say that there's a reason why you might actually be feeling that way.
Or maybe she was, that princess was just into bestiality. You ever think about that?
What? That made no sense, Tyler.
Making Disney references, though.
Is that a mental illness, bestiality? I'm just wondering.
What do you think, Tyler?
I mean, in my opinion, yes.
I don't know if it's a mental illness or not. She's just, she's into a beast. It's not a guy. It's a beast. No?
She kind of weird for liking a beast, though. Like, that's kind of weird. That is kind of weird.
But you just don't know.
Whatever floats your boat, but I don't know. I don't know about that.
But technically, he's a real person.
Every
for a real person. He just under a spell.
It's kind of like the Princess and the Frog, right? She kisses a frog at one point.
Yeah, but does anybody notice that every Disney movie actually has a princess just look in a boy's eyes and just magically falls in love?
Who's talking to a frog right now?
Yeah. I mean, there's a valid point there. Okay. That was Tyler. There's your beast right there. All right. So a couple things that I want to talk about today. I've got to get back to it because I moved on and I was looking at something else. So we're going to talk just a little bit about two other things that would go on to influence popular culture, in especially in the Southwest United States. The United States. Okay, I probably need to record this so that I can post it later.
Whoa, hold on, I'm eating a biscuit.
What's that got to do with anything?
I don't know.
He was just trying to bring up a subject that was dumb.
Yeah. So I think that I may have to.
I'm only recording it so I can't be dumb.
I think I might have to mute
I didn't say you were dumb. I said you were bringing up a dumb conversation.
Okay. So, real quick, let's go over a couple things, and I expect I'll be done in probably maybe 20, 25 minutes. I don't think it'll take that long, though. So we'll see how it goes. In the early 1940s, okay, we talked about the working situation. We've talked about Americans in the early 1940s. The United States entered what conflict? Chat is open. But the chat is open. So what conflict did the United States enter in 1941, 42? Very good, John. Yeah, it was World War II. So there you go, Josiah. Nice, big, smart. Okay, somebody's got to be Tyler. So anyway, we enter into World War II, and in World War II, at the point where a lot of our men go into war, go to war, and ultimately there is something called conscription. And conscription it's a draft. And what we have in World War II, a lot of your men that are anywhere between 18 and 25, they're being drafted to go to war. And that's going to take out a very large number of people who can go to work and can that can go to work and can earn a wage for families. So what ends up happening is you have there's a change in the dynamic, and we talked about this a good bit over the past couple of weeks. We talked about the lady known as Rosie the Riveter, and we talked about women going into this job force and earning a wage, and there's a dramatic increase in the number of women that are working outside of the home. But something else happens too, and basically what happens is in the United States is concerned about. Now, remember this, okay? So you have a lot of women who go work outside of the home for the first time during World War II, but they still have responsibilities too. And you remember, while there's a lot of women that are going out and working outside of the home, there are other things that are going to be involved. They still have responsibilities at home. A lot of these, and remember, women to be honest, at this point, between 16 and 18 are already getting married and are already starting families. So at this point in time, you're talking about these women have these large responsibilities. A lot of women went to work. A lot of women didn't because they couldn't. So what you have is in 1942, in August of 1942, the United States and Mexico, they signed this agreement, and it's called the Mexican Farm Labor Agreement, and it creates this program known as the Bracero Program. Has anybody ever heard of the Bracero Program? If you've heard of it, say yes. Okay, probably not. Okay, so that's okay. So the Bracero Program, it was this arrangement between the United States and Mexico that would send Mexican workers to the United States to work as laborers in the place of men who were going to war. This program started in 1942 and it went all the way to 1964, and it was considered the largest guest worker program in the United States history, and basically it was the idea was that it would be a twofold benefit. It would benefit the United States and benefit the farmers in the United States by allowing the farmers to produce as they were used to producing. Again, the problem is that, okay, let's think about it this way. I don't think it's out of line to say that traditionally men do more laborious activity as far as work goes, right? Okay, Tyler's showing his skinny arms like he's got muscles. But anyway, yeah, okay. I'm jealous of your beard right now. That's what it is. Because I had to shave mine so I can put an ointment on my stuff. Anyway, the point though is that so the farmers would have to have somebody to do the work. Most of the men were gone. So what's going to happen is they're going to bring in Mexican laborers to do that job. Now, it wasn't a situation where they were coming over and they were doing the work for nothing. They were being paid to do this. So the farmer benefits by having people in place to produce the goods that we needed to produce. What are some things that would, why is it important? I guess is a better way to approach it. Why is it important to make sure that farmers produce as they're accustomed to producing? Why is it important that the farmers need to continue to produce at a high level? What you think? Okay, to get money, that's a good guess. Okay, that's another thing. Okay, so we would send resources to other countries, and a big part of that is going to be crops. But there's also the case that we still have to continue to feed everybody here. So we have to do that. So everybody here has to continue to eat, to keep up a good profit and to sell their goods. That's a big part of it too. But I think that the better option here, that's part of it. But I think the bigger option is that people still have to eat, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we have people here that have to eat, and then on top of that, everybody in Europe still has to eat. Okay, so we're talking in a period of 4 to 5, no longer than 10 years. You're talking about a decrease of about 50 million people. Okay, in the European economy, but a lot of what's going to happen is they're not going to be able to produce at the level that they were used to because they're short on manpower. 50 million people as a net there. So that's going to be one reason. We have to produce so that we can help other countries. And you guys might remember that why would we be interested, coming out of World War II, why would we be interested in helping other countries? To encourage capitalism and to discourage what? Communism. Very good, Tyler. You're on your game today. So, but that's it. This program, it's born out of necessity, and the worry was that World War II would sap the Southwest out of a lot of farm labor. So we would have manual laborers to come in and from Mexico, and they would come in and they would help to, counteract the negative impact of war on that local economy, or maybe counteract the negative impact of a lot of soldiers going to war out of that local economy. So that's something that's necessary. Now, here's how those laborers would benefit. They would get paid a whopping 30 cents an hour. $0.30. Now, okay, so we understand that we got to adjust for it, and we have to adjust for it. I know, whoa, right? We got to adjust for inflation. So, in honesty, while 30 cents is not grand by any stretch, it's still, it's probably a little bit more than that, Tyler. If I'm being honest. Now, remember too that these laborers, what they're doing is they're coming over here, they're earning, and what are they doing with their money? They're spending some of it here, but what are they doing with the rest of it? What do you think they're doing with the rest of it? Okay, they might be saving it, but where are they going to save it? Are they going to save it here? Yeah, they're going to save. That's it. That's a good guess. Yeah, they're going to save it at home. They're actually going to send it back home. And as a matter of fact, I think that you still see that a lot here. Today, you see a lot of people who come over on work visas, and they work for a while. They earn some money, and they send that money back home. And there's not a thing wrong with that. But that's exactly what they're doing here at this point too. And what this does is it helps to maintain this level of economy that they had to have. So now here's something that I want us to think about too. At this point in time, there's about 22 million contracts that are born from this Bracero program. So basically what that means is that there's about 22 million different opportunities for, no, it's not 22 million. It's 4.6 million over 22 years. Got my numbers confused there. But yeah, it's 4.6 million contracts over 22 years. So it's a pretty good number, right? Of people who have an opportunity to come over and to work for this particular amount of time. Now, there's a couple things that we can see as potential for problems. So one of the things that let me find it in my notes here. One of the things that they were allowed to have when they would come over, they were guaranteed a minimum wage, guaranteed some other protections, so some insurance. They were guaranteed
Bro, why are you making so much racket?
Safe and free housing. Now, what's going to happen is there anything that you can see that might come into conflict with this federal government program that brings workers in from another country and promises them things that the farmer himself has not promised? Okay, let's try to break that down just a little bit. So the government, they bring in these contracted workers, and they make the farm owners employ these people. Okay, and then it's not just that they're being made to employ them. The people want to work, so they're going to have a job. But so the farmers are forced to ensure certain things. One, a minimum wage. Two, insurance. Three, housing. For nothing. It's free housing, and insurance, and minimum wage. Okay, so is there a potential for conflict with farmers and other workers when the government, this third party? So let's think about it this way. Okay, you got the farmers, the people that own the land, right, and the people that work the land primarily. Two, you've got the workers, the people who have been working the land and they know the land and they're used to working it. Then you have this third party, the United States government, and they're over here. They're saying that we have to, as a farmer, we have to employ this other fourth party and guarantee them a minimum wage, give them insurance and housing. When these people down here that have been working for a long time haven't gotten some of these other things, but the government says we have to give them to these people. Do we see a potential problem? Okay, the potential problem, it comes in with this other group of people, and it's primarily these people, and it's not just them. Now, something that we talked about that really started to show up right before the 1920s was what? On behalf of the workers. Labor unions. So, labor unions have been fighting with these guys, the owners, to secure stuff for these people, to secure a minimum wage, and to secure good working conditions. And then the government steps in and says that these people have to give these people some of the things that these people have been arguing about for decades. So there's going to be a potential for conflict, and really that potential doesn't really go away. Now there's now let's kind of just, the government should stay out of most things. I couldn't agree more. I think that really the thing that the government should do at any point in time, instead of legislate a lot of things, I think that what they should do is incentivize things. for instance, we're here in the middle of Coronaville. So if I think if the government were to incentivize the vaccination, then I think that people would be more inclined to find one with the quickness, as opposed to arguing about it and all this other jazz, and pointing fingers at who's to blame for all of it. That doesn't really help matters. That's just looking for votes in November. That's all it is. Okay, so another thing that I want us to consider is this other event that happens in about the same time. Okay, so you have a lot of these migrants come in from Mexico, and thinking about it this way, so we're at war, and what is it that people do in war? Let's think about the mind of a soldier for a moment. Can a soldier, when he's at war, or even when he's not, when he's simply at basic training, can he go and eat whenever he's ready? Or does he have to wait for a specific time? No, he can't. They have to wait for a specific time. Now, here's another question. So they can't go eat whenever they're ready. Can they eat as much as they want to? Or do they have a certain amount that they can eat? Yeah, okay, so it's MRE. Usually those are meals ready to eat. And now, those are more on the field, but let's say that they go to the mess hall and they're given a certain amount. Can they go back for seconds? Probably not, because they're not going to have time to do that. So they're given a certain amount that they can eat. Now, what is that called when someone's given a certain amount of something? Rations. Very good. So what happens is in things during wartime, a lot of things are rationed, and we're talking food. We're talking time is rationed. Another thing too that is going to be rationed will be the amount of cloth that can be used for clothes. Because what happens is, remember, we've been talking about the farming situation, and they're producing food so that they can send food to Europe, right? Kind of a similar thing is happening with clothing. They're producing clothing. A lot of the cloth that's being produced in the United States is being sent to military bases for military consumption. Okay, so that's okay. It makes sense. The world is at war, so we have to make sure that our troops are as comfortable as possible in a wartime situation. All right. So, but cloth is rationed. Okay. Now, that makes sense. Now, let me ask you a second, and I'm gonna unmute. Where did it go? There it is. Okay. Well, it hid. All right. So who do I want to unmute? Who wants to answer a question? Okay, Robert is trying to hide his head. Robert, it's not working. I can still see your hair, kind of. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to unmute Tyler, okay? Since Robert was hiding, and everybody else is just not showing their face. Okay. All right, so Tyler, let me ask you a question. Let's say that you're in the military, okay? Let's put yourself in the position of someone who's in the military in a wartime situation, okay? And it's important. So you're a soldier, okay? You've gone through basic training. You've sacrificed your time. and you're in the position to sacrifice your life. Okay, now what would be your response to someone who is living well beyond the ration? Let's say that you see another soldier who is being extremely wasteful. And given the amount of time and effort that you put in here, and you if you're going to be a soldier, you're going to walk the line, or you're not going to be a soldier. So let's say that you see somebody that's a soldier, and they're being extremely wasteful.
Well, that's just extremely unfair to the whole group.
Do you think that they should be fair and share with the whole group?
Yeah, well, it's rationing. Everybody's supposed to get an equal amount.
Okay, but let's say that they're living outside of the ration.
You're saying you get more or less.
I'm saying that that person is taking a lot more.
Then that's extremely unfair for the entire
right.
group.
Okay, so that's a good point. All right, I'm going to unmute everybody. I think we're good now. So I think that what happens is, in especially it starts in the early 1940s. In 1942, we're at war, and then what happens in 1943? And I gotta find it because it ran away. There it is. Okay. In 1943, we have this series of riots, and these riots, they're called the Zoot Suit Riots. And there was a swing song back several years ago, and it's not appropriate for me to play in a classroom situation, so I'm not going to. But there was it was kind of a big thing. Now you can, if you wanted to, you can Google some Zoot Suits. They're actually they're interesting to look at. They're extremely baggy. And here's the thing with baggy clothes.
Some mobsters wore.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. That's a lot of when you visualize a mobster, that's what you're going to see, right? So when we have these Zoot Suits, okay, they're extremely baggy. Now, what is it that happens with baggy clothes? Okay, let's think about something that's kind of slim fit, right, and versus something that's really baggy. What are those baggy clothes? What are they doing? Are they rationing, or are they using an excessive cloth?
Using too much.
They're using too much, right? So yeah, I mean that's it. They're using too much. So what happens is you start to have these groups of well, for lack of a better way to put it, they're basically like gangs. And in 1943, you had this series of riots called the Zoot Suit Riots, and a lot of it was a lot of minority youths that were wearing these clothes, and it was a form of it was kind of a form of rebellion at the time, and you got to remember too, something else is going on in the 1930s. Okay, 1930s is when these suits started to become really popular. What's going on in the 1930s? Two big things are going on. One's the Great Depression, right? Okay, one's the Great Depression. Now, two, you've got it's the aftermath of the Harlem Renaissance, right? So when we talk about the Harlem Renaissance, why was the Harlem Renaissance born? Prohibition and jazz clubs, right? Okay, jazz clubs are where people would go and buy alcohol illegally. So you have these swing clubs, these jazz halls, and people would wear zoot suits there. So we've got depression, where people should not be living too far beyond their means anyway, right? Because a lot of people are starving to death. So there's that. And then in 1942, you have the United States entering the war, or late 1941. You have the United States entering into the war. So once again, now it goes from an issue of people just not being mindful of others to them being considered unpatriotic. So this is where things start to become a much larger issue. They go from being just not very mindful to being unpatriotic, and now we're going to have a serious problem. And these riots would continue on, and basically it was these suits were considered a badge of delinquency. Basically, what that means is if you wore a zoot suit, basically the idea was that you were up to no good, and it's also going to be, you're going to see it as an extension.
It's YouTube
of
Music. Download the app today and get a trial of Music Premium on us.
program.
Restrictions apply.
These things are going to be kind of directly tied together, because let's say that you've got this expected to come into the United States and to work in the United States for any amount of time. Okay, is there a possibility that they could?
She's had a corn chip. She's gonna die.
No, she's just gonna eat a corn chip. That's it. It's not good. She wants another one now. That's okay. So anyway, so what's going to happen is these men and women that are coming over to work in these situations, they're going to have families, and these families are going to grow up. They're going to grow up outside of a place that is their home, and if you've ever spent any amount of time in some area that is not your own, there's going to be a point in time where you're going to hate it. I spent 6 weeks in the Ukraine. Now, this was in 2000, so it's been well before you guys were born. And about the third or fourth week, I just really didn't like it. It wasn't home. I was ready to come back home. And what happens is when you have a large group of people who have this same mindset, they're going to feed off of that feeling together. And then you're going to start to have a sense of rebellion. So what's going to happen is the results of the Bracero program is going to lead into these Zoot Suit riots, as far as any Mexican migrants are concerned. They're going to come in and they're going to be considered, just because of their clothing, they're going to be considered thugs and gang members and just delinquents all around. So you've got a lot of things that are really working against, I guess, for lack of a better way to put it, just kind of a local peace, right? Because you've got all of these things. You've got the Bracero program coming in, and you've got these. You got the Depression, then you've got the wartime, and then you've got alongside those, you've got these Zoot Suit riots. And it's telling me that my internet connection is unstable, so it could drop off at any point in time. Mr. Vines do be getting homesick dough. Yeah, I've got the crud. Anyway, my face, I can feel it. Yeah. I don't have COVID. You got cheese on your face. No, I don't. Anyway, okay. So, all right. So those are the two things that I wanted to cover today. I wanted to cover Bracero program, and I wanted to cover the Zoot Suit riots. No, I'm not going to play the song. I'm also not going to play the video because it's not school appropriate. I considered it last year, and then within just a couple of moments, I was like, no, it's not going to work. So,
I'm almost sure, Mr.
Anyway.
Trust.
Do what?
We're more mature than your last year's class. You can trust us.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. because it's not a good idea. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead.
It's on here anyways.
Do what?
Even though the talk show does not have a pod yet.
Yeah, we're not gonna do that. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and at this point I'm gonna stop recording unless anybody has any questions about anything that we need that we've gone over today. Any questions? I did not. Okay, so Josiah, I did not. I unmuted everybody.
They all just click to mute, Mr. Vaughn. Stay muted because you offered everybody to get unmuted.
I unmuted all.
I know.
So Josiah, you got a question?
Oh no, I was just saying I was muted.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. So I want to stop the recording. It said the host, aka John T. Vines, muted me. Okay, I did, but then I unmuted you too. So, all right, stopping the recording now.
All right.
All right. Yeah. Aiden, are you okay?
Got to be careful with that question.
I mean, I realize it's a loaded question.
Yeah. There we go. Yes.
I'm gonna watch something stupid.
You did what?
Nothing. I said something stupid.
I'll say it again. We want to hear it.
All right, Mr. Vines, I'm going to go.
All right.
Samuel.
I'll see you later. See you, Sam.
Sammy?
77.
Bye, Arlon. Have a good one.
Dang, y'all all just leave.
Yeah.
They don't. They said they in for the party, the after party. That's right. They said, forget you, John T. Vines.
Man, I realize I don't have the corn chips like your mama, but you can come see me.
Your dog begging, Mr. Vines.
Yeah, she's begging the mama because the mama's eating lunch.
Oh, we get with
Eating them corn chips.
just
She actually made she stole a recipe from Disney.
Oh wow.
steal it.
I know you didn't steal it. It was just a figure of speech. So anyway,
Still Ratatouille's cooking.
it's tater tots, corn chips, chili, shredded cheese, and sour cream. I know
That's good.
it is good, and it's called I think they call it what, tachos? Kind of like nachos except tachos.
It has tater tots in it.
It's got tater tots, so it's good stuff.
I can find it.
Yeah, I mean it's really easy.
Sounds real yummy.
It does make you want to smack your mama.
That's right.
Huh?
That was a good Vines.
Aiden, you accidentally muted yourself, so I have to unmute you now.
Have you ever seen that hot sauce that smack your mama hot sauce?
Hey, Mama.
I've not seen that.
I heard not seen that, John T. Vines.
I've seen another one that said something about.
It's time to talk about Joe Biden.
Oh, no.
Who is Joe Biden?
Can we all agree that Joe Biden is a special case?
Who is
His
Joe
mental condition
Biden?
is presidential.
Yeah.
You got my joke.
The
I wasn't
just as of right now, it looks like Joe Biden's going to be the Democratic nominee for president.
Oh, so he's a white
It's
guy.
gonna be another Hillary Clinton case. Everybody, the majority's gonna vote for Hillary, but Trump's gonna win. I mean, the majority's gonna vote for
Mr.
Trump.
Vines.
Hillary's gonna win.
Yeah, what's
Trump,
up, Robert?
I can't speak. I'm sorry.
Can we agree that Joe Biden is a special case?
Yes.
He is a special case.
Does he have
All men and women are created equal under, the thing, right?
Yeah, he. I just don't know if he knows.
Poor kids can be just as bright and as smart as white kids.
What?
I don't want to take your gun. I just want to
He
take your
said that.
He said what?
He said that poor kids can be just as bright and as smart as white kids.
Oh,
You not seen
Yeah.
that, Mr. Vines?
I've seen where he's threatened, like in like town hall meetings and in other things where he's touring.
Oh, I got so ticked off when you said that. I don't like it.
Are you okay?
What is going on?
So no. What's happening is my wife is she's chasing the tachos with Dr. Pepper, and I don't know if you know this or not, but Dr. Pepper can give you the burps.
Don't do it.
I'm not
Can you
gonna.
hear me?
We have this notion that somehow if you're poor, you cannot do it.
No one wants to watch that.
Just as bright and just as talented as big kids. Wealthy kids, black kids.
Talking about contests right now.
Oh, why do you want to watch this so bad?
Yeah, they're gonna. Hey, there's Aiden.
Good, put that face up.
Mr. Vines,
What?
Yeah.
I made
What's
this
up?
for my mom.
Hey, why would you punish her like that?
No, she likes it though. It's for Mother's Day.
You didn't get what I said.
I
you missed
I
it.
got it, but still.
I mean, that was good. I mean, that was next level dad joke right there. You just ignored it.
I didn't laugh.
I just because you didn't understand it.
It's time to talk about
Finding his dad jokes.
I don't know.
Mr. Vine.
Talk about Joe Biden.
Mr. Viney.
and how him
You
Great
Tyler.
Vine.
in his current
Can
condition.
somebody please mute Tyler?
Mr.
What?
Vine. He wants to get muted. He can mute himself.
No, I don't actually. You can
Well,
play
stop
this.
playing that.
Oh,
He doesn't want to be muted. He might be muted anyway, though.
Joe's muted. Joe ain't on his mute. That's why he can talk the whole time.
KK is muted. What, row?
KK is not muted. I am muted, KK.
He's just chilling with the puppy.
Oh, yuck.
Come here. Come here. Here's mine.
It's too hard to
What? So Millie, we
Mine's
said
up.
what up?
He did.
She got that fresh cut, didn't she?
She did. Yep.
I like that.
She's trying to get the mama because the mama had the food.
Show us the
She
picture.
want them tachos.
Show her the people. She don't care about them people.
Oh,
She's scared about them tachos.
From the
She's
collar.
worried about them tachos, huh?
Take your from that one from the collar.
No,
Don't say Millie.
You said.
Damn, what you looking at?
Alright, I don't know if you've seen it yet, but
Hmm?
I've been watching Nancy Pelosi speak some, right? And
Oh, no.
just to see what she was
Why would you subject yourself to such torture?
Because I'm open-minded. But anyway, so you remember
That's a lot.
when the Brett Kavanaugh case was going around, right? And she was so crazy, all because he was a Republican, right? And this is how I know this, because he's talking the Joe Biden case right now, and how he has a sexual. She doesn't even care. She doesn't even care.
Yep.
That is so bad.
see the stuff. It's on my nose, right here.
Mr. Vine, is your face dry? No, he got. If you were on here on time, he got a plant or a what?
I was helping an elderly gentleman who, by the way, yesterday we found out that he went into hospice. I was helping him clear off some vines from a tree, and they happen to be a poison variety.
What a coincidence, Mr. Vines.
I know, right? Yeah. It's you would think that vines would like me, but they don't.
Oh,
I'm intrigued.
there's only one type of vines. You're right.
I can actually show you. Well, I can't show you.
That was good, Aiden.
My
You
little
were gave us a hat. Never mind.
Oh my goodness, that cat is so big and fluffy. Oh my.
What's
And look at that kitty. Oh my goodness.
Not to be
I want
rude,
it.
but I hate cats. I like puppies.
He's so
Dog.
I hate cats. I have bad experiences with them.
Can we?
allergic to cats, bro.
I'll buy that cat. I want it.
I have a cat. I've had it for 8 years. I'm allergic. My eyes will start
Look
itching.
how sleepy it is.
got a cat at your house. No.
I don't have a cat.
That's not good.
He has dogs.
I like cats. My wife does not. She's not a cat person. She had a cat when she was younger, but it was not a good experience. Apparently, my wife's leg is made of catnip, and it decided to try to eat her leg. So, yeah, so from that point on, she decided it was just not a good experience.
Mr. Vine's cats do just be vibing, though. They just do their own thing.
You're right.
They're kind of like
My cat gets snakes and drags it to the front porch.
Hey, at least it's not biting you, though.
So,
Are you in the bathroom?
Sounds like it.
If you're echoing. Yeah, you best believe I'm in the bathroom. I'm not using the bathroom, though.
Good.
It's not me watching TikTok, it's someone else.
we're watching TikTok.
Tyler Johnson. That was Ella. It said something about you. No, I did not. I can't tell you, because then you might start to catch feelings. I didn't say that.
You know something? Mr. Guns.
Yeah.
Ex, her grandmother both got coronavirus now.
Say that one more time. I'm sorry.
My ex and her grandmother both got diagnosed with coronavirus yesterday.
Okay.
Just say, give me some skills right now.
Okay, hold on.
Just say, you know the rule, if you don't have enough for the whole class, don't bring any at all.
Oh, I think I have enough for the whole class, yeah.
What are those, Mr. Ryan? Them jellies?
I got a big bag of them.
Got Cheetos.
Those are so good. Mr. Ryan, I like him right there.
Alright.
How come you didn't bring...
So I'm gonna throw it to the camera and you gotta catch it, alright?
Actually, I just now had bought them. So.
Mr. Ryan, you know the caramel apple ones with the little piece of the little green stuff in the middle? So good.
It's good stuff.
So good. Mr. Vines.
Hello. Hey, what's your what's that TikTok at now? 200 plus?
I'm not telling you, Mr. Vines.
Why?
I don't want to. It's
'Cause you-
100.7K. I don't know.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. More than you could get, Mr. Vines.
You're right.
You right? No. I'm joking, Mr. Vines. If you had TikTok, you'd go viral. I bet.
False.
No. Mr. Vines.
I'm not pretty enough.
Everybody
Nah.
wants to be pretty on TikTok.
They would think he was one of those creators on TikTok.
Tyler, do you have
I did
TikTok?
it, Mr. Vines. I made music.
That crap.
I wrote music for the first time.
You wrote music for the first time.
Yes, sir.
That's good.
Can I sing it, Josiah? Or do you want me to rap
Sing
it?
it, sing it,
I'm
sing it.
not singing it. It's not done.
I'll sing it.
Well, next Zoom meeting, you're singing it.
But it's not done.
Yeah, if I get on it.
Have y'all seen that Vine a long time ago where it says, I'm going to sing, and then her mom walks in?
I know what you're talking about.
Oh,
Tyler.
yeah.
You're out.
Which one of y'all? I can't finish that because it is so good.
Don't know where you at. She be cleaning the room, though. Right. Who's hers? Nope.
Oh, I should find a triplet joke. Hold on.
Oh my gosh. You did that last time.
I'm going to do it again.
No,
What do you mean
last
last
time.
time? You
Like
ain't been
5
to the past 4 times. I don't hear nothing.
Oh.
That's funny. This picture has 3 shirts on all the triplets. Says I was playing. The other 2 says I was not. Me neither.
That is so funny. You don't even know. Tyler got jokes. Did you learn that at funny school? I guess not.
Oh no. I can't say that one.
Wait, Triplets. I did have a question. I never asked this question. I know it's rude to ask, but which one of y'all were the first one to come out of your mom?
You mean to be taken out of my mom?
Taken? What they do?
Taken.
Grab you and just.
I was C-section, dummy.
It was me.
It was you. You're the oldest.
Questions for later.
Oh, your girlfriend was first. No. No.
And quit denying it. Good lord.
I'm less concerned about that, but okay. So, what's the inspiration for the names? Usually,
I don't know what she was thinking.
like the names, they're somehow kind of related.
Mr. Vaughn, we didn't want him. She didn't want to name us rhyming names. That's just dumb.
Okay, well, that's not what I asked though. Usually, there's some kind of a connection.
There's no connection with our names.
I'm aware. That's why I'm asking. What's the inspiration?
I don't know why you asked her.
Why is Ella getting the attitude? I just asked a
Mr.
question.
Vaughn!
Mr. Vaughn, she just didn't get the sleep that she needed.
Oh, is that what it was?
Your Zoom meeting was too early.
We should try to.
It was 30 minutes later than normal.
I want this Zoom meeting at 3.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to do that.
Oh, well. Some people would get on it if
I'll probably be running by that time.
What'd you say, Robert?
I'll probably be running at 3. I don't know.
Well, yeah. Folks are busy during the day. That's why he tries to do it at the crack of dawn, so everybody can just get it over with.
This is not the crack of dawn.
It's the crack of
It's now
dawn.
afternoon.
It's still morning.
Nope, it's afternoon.
I would still be asleep right now.
I mean, I believe that.
I'm getting stuff done.
Until 5 o'clock.
Bye, Deidre. Have a good one. I'm about to hang up anyway. Here in about
I think
3
I'm
minutes.
meeting.
See you Wednesday. So, KK, what's your puppy's name?
Bean.
Bean?
I like that. Things.
That's a good one.
Don't scratch it too hard. You'll poke its brain.
What the? Mr. Vaughn, why does verse here nobody get on here?
I really have no idea. I haven't seen Versi since.
They're dodging class.
She's grounded.
She's grounded. I'm grounded. I'm even on here.
Yep.
Yeah, I haven't seen Versi since before spring break.
Yeah.
I think. Maybe.
Mr. Vaughn, some people act like work ain't important or something.
Something like that. Well, I don't think it's just me. I think it's all the teachers are kind of like this right now.
Yeah.
I guess they're assuming that since they're going to copy the term 4 grades to, term 3 grades to term 4.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people are thinking. But I think too, there's some teacher, I don't know who it is because it wasn't me, said that students did not have to come back to class.
Miss Lively.
Miss Lively.
I don't know who it was.
Trying not to call teachers out.
It was not me.
Uh-huh.
All I'm saying, it wasn't not Mr. John T. Vines.
Not period. Mr. Vines wouldn't do such a thing.
Oh, you're right. 'Cause especially since they said not to say that.
Mr. Vines.
Yo.
I think it's kind of childish.
Huh?
No, I
Who's
think
childish?
it's childish. No, you know what I
What's
think?
kind of childish?
When teachers be calling your parents because you're not doing your work.
That's why I already had 2 parents call my mom.
That they don't need to do that. Like, what are you doing if you have time to call them? Never mind. Let me just.
For real, never do that.
Okay, triplets. I looked up y'all names, and Ella and Jonna Ella and Ada basically mean the same thing, like a light. Ella's mean light, or a beautiful fairy girl,
I do that research.
And Aiden's means fire. Little fire.
Jonas means heart, right?
And
I
Jonna,
think it does, Jonna.
No one said anything. That's
Jonna,
weird.
your name is just out of Hebrew. It's
I don't care what y'all gotta say.
It's a
Like, honestly,
Hebrew
I don't
thing.
care.
I was just waiting for your sisters to respond to that. I was gonna stay out of it.
Uh-huh.
John Thomas Vines.
You're right.
Tom. Mr. Tom Tom. All right,
Javon, do you remember when you used to get so mad when people called you Thomas?
Yeah, I didn't really get mad.
You were like, that's not my name. It's Mr. Vines.
Mr. Vines should be on quiet now.
Mr. Vines, Hayden was asleep during your whole Zoom meeting.
Who was?
Hayden
Hayden?
Shay.
Mr. Vines.
Oh, Hayden Shay. Hayden Shay. Well, yeah. But I think he sleeps through most of them anyway.
I
So.
think he was just sleeping. He either sleeping or he cooking.
Yeah.
He be whipping in that kitchen.
What?
He probably making them tachos.
I want some of those.
Mr. Vines promised me a grilled cheese about 3 weeks ago, and have I got that? No.
But I'm here. I'm waiting. You show up, I'll make you grilled cheese.
Mr. Vines, do you think we're going to drive to Saltillo to pick up a grilled cheese?
Mr. Vines,
Hey.
You ate corn a few days ago. Hello.
Maybe.
I don't know. It looks like we passed you in the car, but I don't want to say nothing if it wasn't you.
Well, I mean, was it a little red Camaro?
No, it wasn't your car though. That's why I was like, I don't know if that was Mr. Vines. Mr. Vines be whipping that red Camaro.
you're listening to Bull Diggity.
Yeah, I don't remember.
It's okay. No one can keep up with the days nowadays.
I know. Yeah, I don't remember the last time I was in Corinth. I was up there maybe last week, early last week.
No, I wasn't then.
Yeah, I hadn't been up there in a little while.
It's going to be Alabama. Why did they pick this? Hold on. Miss Ryan, I'll show you something. I'm
Okay.
watching. Look, this is what I'm watching right now, okay? Okay. People tell their USA's partner in crime, right? So they picked this guy, it's Proclaim for Alabama because this dude's accent, and they picked this guy from Mississippi.
Mississippi, because all it is Alabama backwards. It's gonna be Alabama.
Why they pick that guy? That don't sound like anybody I know from Mississippi.
It sounds a little fruity.
They should have chose me for that.
Yeah, they should have, KK.
but that's what we are, little freaky.
Who do you know in here? Who do you know in Mississippi that says Alabama like this? God.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Children, I guess.
Look at those puppies.
Alabama. God.
Bro, who just sounded like that?
KK's being attacked over there.
No, Napoleon Dynamite when he gets mad.
Goodness.
Happy.
Calling Napoleon Dynamite, you know what I'm talking about, Mr. Vine? It's like, Alabama. God.
Oh,
Just laugh like that.
None of your business.
Better watch your mouth, Ella.
I have 7 dogs.
Seven?
That's 7 too many.
I got 1 dog.
Wow, you got 7, I only got 2.
Tyler.
Pretty great.
You got 7, I got 2.
Who are you making faces at?
My dog.
She do be vibing though.
She's just sitting over there. Y'all, it's hot outside according to John.
Well, duh. But for some reason, it's so cold at night. Well, it feels a little cold. It's not that cold. It's a little chilly.
Nah, it's just 81. It's not that hot.
That's hot.
Nah,
Anyone
Not too bad.
you add about 20 degrees to that, like June or July, and then it'll be nice and hot.
That's working up a sweat, Mr. Vines.
Can I tell you my biggest pet peeve? When I text somebody good morning and they say morning back.
I do that to some people.
I would never talk to you again if you said morning. Are you having a bad morning or something? You can at least type, the extra. Thank you.
But see, what's actually happening right there, Tyler, is you're being extra.
By saying good morning and telling them I hope we have a
No,
good
but by getting pissed off because they didn't say good morning back.
morning.
Well, I just say it to people I don't want to talk.
I'm here.
I really hate as we get into the summertime.
Can I ask,
Because
KK,
bumblebees start
since
flying.
you're a person like that, why don't you say good morning back?
If I don't want to talk to you, then I'll just say morning.
Thank you for ruining my day, and I don't think everybody that ever says morning to me doesn't want to talk to me. Thank you.
So that's never
Not
mind.
everybody's like me.
Hey, Jonah.
If I was good morning to me.
Oh, okay.
What is that? You making toast?
Oh, grilled cheese.
The only reason why I
That's your
don't
mom.
like this time is because I got a big pet peeve of fear of bumblebees.
This is nice. Yeah.
I'm
My biggest
terrified of
my
bumblebees.
biggest pet peeve is when somebody says your, but it's actually supposed to have the RE in it.
I'm just terrified of bumblebees in the summertime.
Like if somebody said that, I would just be like this right now. I'd be like, actually, actually. What do you
Absolutely.
She's making a grilled cheese.
I'm gonna make some eggs. You wanna cook with me?
Ew.
Let's make some eggs.
Some eggs. Imagine eating eggs on my word.
Cooking with Mr. Vines' class.
Look like we're cooking today. What we got on the stove today, Chef Jonna?
That's not Jonah. That's Ella.
We'll be sizzling dough.
Oh, that's Ella. Okay. What we got on the stove today, Chef Ella?
We got a grilled cheese cooking right now.
You got a chilled breeze?
Yep.
Chilled breeze.
We'll be sizzling. Y'all just can't hear it.
How would pops your computer?
It ain't gonna.
Wait, how did you know which one was different, Mr. Vines?
I saw that.
Because of the name?
You're violent. Do what?
How did you know that which one was different?
Okay, one more time, Josiah.
Okay, so the thing says Jonna on her screen,
Mm-hmm.
but it's Ella. How did you know it was Ella?
Well, I made the mistake because I just took it at the fact that Ella's is not on, and I didn't actually look to see who it was.
Ella has a bigger head.
The bathroom.
I can't even split them. I just call them triplets.
Ella has the biggest head of all of them. So I can tell the difference. Ella, she has the biggest head.
Who asked? Ask nobody.
She got 5 heads.
Half my head. Ooh. Tyler, I know you just heard what she just said.
What'd she say? I'm gonna get her. What'd she say?
No, I ain't gonna start nothing. No, guys, let's not start nothing now. Thank you. Tyler, after I say this, end of discussion. I said, at least I don't have to wear a boggin to cover up half my face, so.
Well, I'm sorry, but look at this mess. Look.
Tyler, what did you wear your hair?
That's what she's talking about.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, my hair isn't just as gorgeous as yours and Mr. Vine's. Like, oh, sorry.
It doesn't
You're right.
Today's May 4th.
I just don't feel like growing my hair out for a year and a half.
May the 4th be
It's
with
time for a
you.
chop
I
for
bet
me
you
too.
Why do you
Didn't
smell the
it take a
bread?
year and a half to grow?
You should Ron's hair.
I saw two twins smell the bread. Smelled the bread before they decided to cook it.
Does it smell
Wait,
sour?
Tyler, I thought you were cooking something.
May 6th. Today's May 4th. We're fine.
May the 4th.
So long as there's no mold, you're gonna be okay. Nobody's gonna die.
Tyler, I thought you were cooking something.
Uh,
Tyler,
yes.
I thought you were cooking something.
Well, we didn't have any eggs, so now I'm just gonna starve.
Eggs gross me out. They stinky. Eggs. Y'all listen to this. Y'all ready? Listen to this. Y'all listen. Yeah.
I hope you don't have a smoke alarm because that looked pretty bad.
Real bad.
Yo, this stuff slap. It's that slap. It's that Easter egg gum. Dollar stuff. Hey, y'all.
What is that? That looks disgusting. Oh, it looks undercooked.
It's a grilled cheese. You can't undercook a grilled cheese.
Where are the sides? Oh, God, the bread doesn't even come in.
So what have you guys been doing in quarantine?
Playing video games, sleeping, riding four-wheelers,
Sleeping.
jumping on a trampoline.
I've been getting a ladies Mr. Violence. That's what I do.
And talking to my girlfriend.
Hang on. Let me mute this so I can. I'm muting myself so I can talk to my wife who's in the other room. I'm going to tell her about some people and their imaginary friends.
Everybody go crazy. Go crazy. Go crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, go crazy, y'all.
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
Go crazy.
Hey.
That's not crazy enough.
Hey, they might cook the Zoom meeting. Zoom's not over. Zoom's so John T. Vines dismissive.
Hey, Aiden.
Aiden, tell us that Aiden. What?
Hey, baby girl.
Aiden got a boyfriend.
Yeah, me.
Who does?
She got 4 boyfriends. She done told me about it.
Whoa.
They look good.
Ellie, you got 4 boyfriends?
How does that work out?
Yeah, how do you put up with all of them?
This is my camera. I got no last one.
So
Got
country.
Jay Corona. We got Jay Ona.
Oh, she's so country. You can hear how country she is.
That's your little country.
I'm not country, bruh.
If you went to any other part of the United States and heard how
Country.
you would think you
I'm
notice a
slight
difference.
country. The way I say Mississippi in Alabama, they think I'm country.
You want me to put on my redneck accent from now on? Because I'm going to talk like a redneck for the rest of this Zoom meeting. Just give me something to do.
You're gonna do what?
I'm going to talk like a redneck for the rest of this Zoom meeting.
Okay, talk redneck.
You got to give me something to say. I'm not going to say it right now. I'm just going to do it out of a reaction.
Okay,
Be complete, right? You got a pack of dip.
Whitey. Oh,
I got a
no.
pack of Marlboros. You want to see it?
What? Why you like to hunt, boy?
Boys, I'm so bad, y'all. I'm going to my grandfather's pills. I'm just joking. Just joking.
Now that's a cute pup.
Oh.
Good looking outside the date.
Yeah. Go outside and do
It
something.
is pretty outside.
Yeah.
Do be beefy, though.
Do be beefy.
Every Sunday they were prettier.
Beefy like
Mo-
this one,
I'm-
like
Mr. Vines, I have a movie that you gotta watch if you haven't watched it.
What? You got a movie?
Yeah.
What is it?
Django Unchained.
You know, I've heard that. I think I've got it, like a digital copy somewhere. I just haven't seen it though.
Tyler smoking this
It's
device.
a good movie. It's also hilarious.
Not lit.
Tyler.
Not lit.
Tyler, do it again.
It's fine. I didn't do anything.
Behind you.
Now everybody's putting
I don't
their
even like
dog
I don't even
on-
like Marlboro Reds. I prefer Menthols, so it's okay.
Mr. Vine, there's something behind you.
I know.
What?
Do it.
Do what?
It.
Get the cigarette?
No.
Smoke it. Sometimes we do just be on here vibing.
You're right.
It's pens. It's not a cigarette.
What were you just doing?
That was a pen. This is a cigarette. You want me to get those?
Tyler, do smoking though. Smoking hot.
Careful, you'll get forwarded to detention.
Oh, crap, you're right.
Not to take it anymore, Robert. Mr. Ryan, what are we talking about on Wednesday?
Hey, you like a cigarette kill?
Because I gotta know if I need to get on or not, if you're gonna invite someone, or if you're gonna make us present something. Like, I just gotta know.
Mr. Vine, like that cigarette kill?
I'm gonna hop right back off. Yeah.
That one.
Let's see. I'm going to talk about some stuff and things.
Talk about 9/11, Mr. Vine.
No, I'm going to talk about Native Americans in the 1960s.
How interesting.
No, we don't do that one too. He's not gonna invite nobody. Especially we poor people.
Mr. Vine, do you remember whenever we were going over 9/11, like here 9/11, we kept throwing asleep in class?
Mr. Vine, I'm not looking. Mr. Vine's in a bad mood. You should have said Mr. that follow from Mr.
I was not in a bad mood.
Mr. Vine's in a bad mood that day. I remember.
Hey, you want me to eat this apple? I don't know why. I want something. You want to see me eat this apple? In 3 bites.
The yellow apple's the worst. Eat it in 3 bites.
I'll do it in 3 bites. You want to see me?
I'm looking at my plans from last year.
Tyler, hold on. Tyler, hold on. You only have one more. Tyler, hold on. Look at the camera. Go. That's good at 3 bites.
That's what you get. Who eats an apple that fast?
You didn't even eat the apple that fast.
Still even chewing on it.
It's my camera. It's not yours.
He's so busy. He's a close there. Say hello.
They're not.
Ugly cat.
So does the puppy have a favorite?
What is that? What's that?
Probably not.
It's me. I'm just kidding. It's really our mom. What's our mom?
Ugh. You know, I think I'm gonna go sit outside. It seems like a nice day.
Our dog has a favorite, but right now the dog is in the other room and she's eyeing me. And if I make any quick movements, then she's gonna start. She's gonna make some noise.
Mr. Vine.
Hey.
He has an earbud.
Really? No
Hey. Ella.
favorite for dog. Whoever's holding food.
Yeah.
Watch this, y'all. I'm finna teleport.
Oh, that was terrible. She's
That's
shaking.
the longest teleport ever.
I'm doing teleporting, though.
That was the longest teleport ever.
How you
bro.
doing?
Teleporting takes time.
No, it really doesn't. It actually takes a really fast time. It only at least takes 5 seconds to get there.
Javon, I'm lactose intolerant. I don't eat grilled cheese.
Oh. Well, then you probably need the bathroom then, don't you?
Yeah,
Are
I need
you-
the bathroom
are
all the
you,
time. That's mine!
Are you playing with the dog, Mr. Vines?
What?
You playing with the dog?
Yeah.
Don't bang.
I put on my bed last night.
I just recognized you were doing weird sounds.
What are you saying, Aiden?
Hi, guys.
Keep happening.
No!
Ella, I did not mute you. You got to quit muting yourself.
Mr. Vines!
Why'd you sound like that? It sounded like you were a monster truck just coming out of nowhere.
What?
I said, why she sound like that? It sounded like she was a monster truck just coming out of nowhere.
Sound like a grown man.
Hurry up.
Hurry up, boy.
I ain't talking to you. Stop giving that.
What the? Oh, I seen it. I showed you
Bruh.
that one time. Remember?
Bruh.
Oh, she got one nail.
That's not funny. Please take it off.
I'm just like that.
I'm like real hard trying not to laugh.
Y'all want to see something? Look at Mr. Ross. Ron, we know you want to giggle just one time. Look at it. He's looking at us like we're stupid. Oh, here we go. This is going to be something funny. Y'all watch.
Look at Mr. JTV.
Hilarious.
I love it. I didn't mean to do that. That was. That's already pulled up on her computer, I'm sure. This is Tyler.
Oh,
Hardest slap ever, or something like that.
More than one person can do that thing that you did, kind of like this right here.
Mr. Ron, show me again. Mr. Ron, show me again. Mr. Ron, show me again. Mr. Bond,
It was not difficult. Hashtag
about another path. I know we love to hit the road and laugh, but something told me that it wouldn't last. Had to switch up, look at things different, see the bigger picture. Those were the days, hard work forever pays. Now I see you in a better place. How can we not talk about family when family's all that we got? Everything I would do, you were standing there by my side. And now you want me with me for the last ride.
Mr. Vines, you want to see a really disturbing music video?
Nope.
Come a long way from where we began. Oh, I tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you.
I don't think this is off today.
Oh, I got you with this. Fuck it, both go out the way in the bad. This feeling strong. We're strong. Turn to a friend up, turn to the bottom. The bottom never get lost. The love will never get lost.
Drink about 4 cups of coffee and not sprint to the bathroom. Like, how?
What?
Teacher bladder?
No.
Got like a dump.
First you both go out your way and the vibe is feeling strong. It was small, turn to a friendship turn to a bond, and that bond will never be broken. The love will never get lost. And when brothers will come first, then the line will never be crossed. Established it on our own when that line had to be drawn, and that line is what we reach. So remember me when I'm gone. How can we not talk about family when family's all that we got? Everything I would do, you were standing there by my side. And now you're gonna be with me for the last ride. Let the light guide your way.
Alright guys, I need to get off here. I'm gonna go make a grilled cheese. Probably.
Bye, Mr.
Let me make me one of them. I offered. You just gotta show up. You show up, I'll make you a sandwich.
We'll see you Wednesday.
Okay.
tell you all
Have a good rest of the day now.
All right, you too.
Bye.
Okay, all right, bye guys.
You know, the audio broke for that. but
Where
like,
we began.
Yeah.
I'll tell you
All right, see you guys. Bye.
about it when I see you again. When I see you again. See you again.